4,000 years ago, in the arid land between the two great rivers, Tigris and Euphrates.
A land full of mud in the rainy season and cracked in the dry season. But in that harsh place, the first inhabitants built the system of canals and dams, turning the raging river into a source of life. From the calloused hands of farmers, the foundation of the first civilization on Earth was laid. Time passes, and the small villages along the river gradually transform into city-states. Uruk, Ur, Babylon Tatived. Those names echo in history as the first proof of orderly social organization.
On the hot clay ground,
what will you trade for this fine wool?
The entire city operated like a giant machine, whose gears were people, beliefs, and laws. On those clay tablets are records of harvests, transactions, and even the first myths. Jesus. They did not know philosophy or science as we do today, but it was in every plow stroke, every rough. For the Mesopotamians, everything in the world had a soul. Wind, thunder, flameless. They worship Anu, the god of heaven, Enlil, the god of wind, Inanna, the goddess of love and war.
They prayed for bountiful harvests, gentle river waters, and peace for the villagers.
Religion is not just faith, but also a center of power. Thanks to the divine, people united. From those clay bricks, the Mesopotamians wrote the history of mankind. They created cuneiform symbols. They knew how to observe the stars, divide the day into 24 hours, and the year into 12 months, the places. And then, after thousands of years, Mesopotamia fell, undone by war and the passage of time.
4,000 years have passed. From those alluvial fields, humanity entered the era of civilization. In the land between two rivers, humankind first learned to write the story of its own existence. But even though time erases all traces, the spirit of Mesopotamia will never disappear.
Right here, between those two rivers, man first learned how to organize society, create. The Egyptians learned from Mesopotamia how to organize irrigation works. The Greeks learned how to record and calculate time. Later empires from Persia to Rome all inherited some of the wisdom of that land, even though sometimes they didn't even know. Every cuneiform tablet is not just a record but a message sent across time. The people who wrote them are gone. Perhaps the most miraculous thing they left behind was not the temples or monuments, but the idea that humans can create their own world.
When we look up at the night sky.
And that is their true legacy, not just in stone, in writing, or in laws, but in every breath of the civilization we live in today.
Wind changes direction over the land of Mesopotamia. Ancient cities that once...
But Mesopotamia never died. From its ashes, new empires arose. Under the hand of King Sargon the Great, scattered lands were unified, from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean. Then Akkad declined, giving way to Babylon. From that city, another king stepped. But then, the wheel of history turns again. While Babylon was still drunk on glory, Assyria did not build temples to pray. They built an empire with iron and blood. They are warriors, conquerors, heirs, and at the same time, destroyers of ancient Mesopotamia. When Assyria fell, Babylon once again and revived, this time under the reign of Nebuchadnezzar II.
However, as an age-old rule, all empires will decline. And as the light of Babylon,
Cyrus the great conqueror, steps onto the stage of history. He not only used the sword to dominate its lesson, from the first clay bricks to palaces gilded in gold croix, from the wooden plow to the iron sword. Under the hand of King Sargon the Great, scattered lands were unified, from the Persian Gulf to the Mediterranean Sea.